Hello, beautiful humans. Welcome to Habit 5 of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective, Highly Sensitive Manifestors. Today, we're going to be talking about ACT. I act. The action that you take in your life towards your health, towards your happiness, towards the income you want to make, towards the impact you want to make in the world. Today's habit, I act, is very dynamic in a lot of ways. Just like the other habits, it can show up presented as a way for us to act on our feelings, act on our thoughts. And these can be small actions, they can be large actions, but again, it's all about how we think about taking action that leads to whether we are going to actually do it or not. So that's what we're going to get into today. And if this is the first time that you're joining me in this series, my name is Lindsay Hindle. I am a mentor for ambitious, highly sensitive humans who are looking to create impact, income, and happiness in their life, to manifest it with their feet on the ground, head in their vision, and soul on fire. And what I'm going to share with you today is something that a lot of highly sensitive, empathic humans struggle with: taking the action. And there's a reason why I've become so successful as a confidence and follow-through manifesting mentor. It's because taking action as a highly sensitive and empathic person often involves the work of a team, a collective. And there is a specific reason for that I'm going to talk about in a minute. And you can go and find out if you are in this personality type. Besides being highly sensitive, are you this other personality type, which makes you actually come alive and spark with energy and be more effective in your action taking when you're working with someone, when you're in a tribe or collective, a community of people. And there's a specific personality type that does the best with that kind of environment around them. I'm going to talk about that towards the end. Right now, I want to talk about the habit of action. So I act. Are you taking small actions, big actions, any actions towards your dreams at the moment? Let me know if you feel stuck. Put in the comments a 1 if you feel stuck, a 2 if you feel kind of in the middle, you're ping-ponging. Sometimes you do, and then you backtrack. You take a few steps forward, and then you backtrack a few steps and stop. Put a 2 in the comments if that's you. And put a 3 in the comments if you feel like you're in a fair amount of momentum, but you want to take it to the next level. You know you could be doing that much more, taking those bigger steps, and you'd like to see yourself doing that in full confidence and courage and excitement. So 1 in the comments if you're totally stuck, 2 if you're kind of ping-ponging between steps forward, steps back, and 3 if you are in momentum, but you want to take it to that next level. So action. We have to bring a certain perspective to what action is. We need to look at our meaning-making system when we think about, well, what actions am I taking towards my ideal happiness, impact, and income? And the perspective and the meaning that we make out of the actions that we're taking. Perfectionists have a tendency to minimize the importance of the actions they're taking. Yeah, so you might actually be taking a lot of action, but if you're not stopping to appreciate yourself for it or to recognize the value of those actions, you might actually be creating a system of thought where you keep believing you're not getting anywhere too quickly. So that's a very important perspective to think about. What am I making meaning of the action that I'm taking or that I don't think I'm taking? Actions can be how I act on the thoughts that I'm going to have, how I'm going to act on the feelings that I'm going to choose, and how I'm going to put that into the world. So let's do an example. Let's say you notice that you're feeling down. You notice that you're spiraling down into a toxic loop. And you have at that moment to stop and choose to spiral up, to engage with yourself in a different dynamic of engaging your inner cheerleader, your inner acceptance champion, to bring yourself to a different state. Now, do you act on this? Or do you just notice and stay in that loop that's keeping you stuck? Right? This is a piece of action. What do we do with the thoughts that we have? What do we do with the feelings that we have? And do we act on these very tiny situations that actually have a big influence on whether we show up to do the work that we really want to do in the world? One of the other things where we want to be aware of is how much action we try and pack into a day. We can be on the other end of the spectrum where we're taking we're trying to do so much, like way beyond human expectation, which is another trap that perfectionists fall into, that you create the situation where it feels like there's never enough time, you're overwhelmed, and that you may as well just give up because you'll never be able to do all the things. It's going to be so hard. And so you're actually doing way too much. That is the other end of the spectrum, where actually it would benefit you to scale back and take more action on your being. I know that's weird, right? How do I act on my being? Well, guess what? When we allow ourselves to step back and be in our being, this is actually a really important action. And this is something that I go through in depth with people in my Access Your Abundance program, because being in your being is an important act of holding sacred space so the universe can come in and fill you with divine inspiration and renewal. It is an important act of yourself, being with yourself, where you get to renew and restore and connect with that inner child, that inner person, that inner you, that inner soul, that inner sanctuary, where you can create that peace and harmony, where you can get in touch with that excitement, with that heart that lives within you, which then you get to go and bring back out to the world in the doing action. So, are you starting to see how action can mean so many things, and that it really is about being able to have a different perspective and bring some balance? So let me know in the comments, from these examples that I have just put forward, do you find yourself overdoing the action, overdoing the doing piece when your acting should actually be being? I know it's kind of a mind twister, right? Or do you find yourself kind of getting caught up in your head and getting caught up in those spirals and actually not able to take, feel like you're able to take any action, whether that's being or doing in the world? Let me know what's happening for you. And now I'm going to reveal why this could be either or, why you could be experiencing either or of these situations and having trouble either pulling back your doing to be in being and more sacred space, or you could be stuck just kind of not moving anywhere and spiraling. One of the personality traits out there is called being an obliger. It's a personality trait that's very common among highly sensitive and empathic humans. And I would wager that probably about 90% of highly sensitive people and empaths fall into the obliger category. What is this personality type? What is this tendency? Well, Gretchen Rubin, who is the author of The 4 Tendencies, has developed a fantastic personality study where she categorizes people into 4 categories. I'm someone who loves personality typing. I do feel like it provides a lot of value. For example, the Enneagram is something that has provided a lot of value in my life. But this other personality type has provided me with a lot of great information to work with my clients on. And I discovered a kind of an interesting coincidence with working with so many highly sensitive, empathic humans, that a lot of them tend to fall into the obliger category. And what this means is that you respond to exterior expectations very readily. When there's someone who needs your help, you're there. When your partner needs you to do something, you're there. When you're in an organization and you have a role within a team and you're part of a team, you are there for your team. You are showing up and giving all that you can. But when it comes to yourself and your goals and your dreams and your inner desires, you struggle. You struggle to create that sacred space. You struggle to create that time for self-care, that critical time for yourself. You struggle to put aside that creative time where you actually get to create. And that's all because those are internal expectations that this personality type, the obliger type, struggles with. You do great in external accountability situations. So I'm going to put a link to that test, and I want you to go and take it and let me know what you discover about yourself, because this points to something really important about you being able to take action, even if it's something as simple as 10 minutes a day of sacred space to be in connection with yourself and the universe, to do that deep inner work. You may do the best. You may actually rise to your expectations. You may rise to your goals. You may rise to your dreams faster and with more joy and satisfaction when you're working in a team, a collective, a tribe, a mentorship group where you have other people, those other energies that give you actually energy, that help you hold yourself accountable to your own goals and expectations. So if you've been struggling for a while, thinking to yourself, oh gosh, I really just struggle so much to follow through. I'm not a person that can actually make my dreams possible because I struggle to follow through. I struggle to finish things. I know what I need to do, but I can't get myself to do them. If that's you and you're feeling really defeated and your confidence has been shaken, that you can actually be that highly sensitive, empathic person that steps into those leadership shoes, that gets themselves out there, making the impact and the income that you want. If you've been starting to doubt that because you watch yourself not following through, well, guess what? There could be an underlying reason. The reason might be you're an obliger tendency, and the solution is to have yourself, place yourself, seize those opportunities to be in collaboration, connection, supportive groups, to be mentored, to be around those other people and allow that spark of interdependence to bring you alive and help you step forward. So I hope you've enjoyed this tip today. If you have any comments or questions, be sure to let me know. And I look forward to hearing from you. Make sure you tell me, especially if you're on replay, come back and let me know in the comments. Are you an obliger? And I love hearing from you, any questions or comments, so that we can have this conversation and keep stepping together. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. That's all. Join me again tomorrow for the 6th habit. Bye.